Hi, Keith.
There.
How are you?
Good. I hope you are.
I'm doing well. Thank you for joining Silverlining Nation. It is so
Absolutely.
good to see you.
Likewise. I'm very excited.
Oh, so am I. I really enjoyed looking at all your social media. I mean, you're on fire, man.
I
It's
enjoy,
amazing.
yeah, I enjoy making it. Definitely trying to be an inspiration to others who are looking to begin their sober journey as well. So,
Oh, good. I love all the energy. I mean, you're so happy. And I
yeah,
love seeing that. I love seeing that when people are just on fire about being sober.
right.
I know you can attest to we've been a hot mess when we wasn't sober. So seeing somebody so
Yeah.
excited about recovery, man, you just make me happy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely want to show others that, a lot of people, they got this misconception that being sober is boring or something like that. And I just want to show them that that is not the case. It's actually quite awesome when you are inspired to just be you. There, just knowing that your joy is authentic. You don't need any liquid courage to try and feel better, to bring out your personality or anything like that. You're just dependent on yourself and believing in yourself and really learning to love and appreciate yourself. Just having a good time, like so many of us did when we were kids. We had fun when we were kids. We didn't need any alcohol, and any issues that we encountered while we were kids, we didn't need alcohol then. It wasn't until we got to a certain age that we felt we were conditioned into believing that we needed alcohol, like so many have. And
Yeah, it's just finding that inner child.
exactly, and that's what I'm doing. I got a Ninja Turtle collection and Transformers collection. And I love Christmas music because it takes me back to my childhood. Makes me feel like a child again and everything. Big,
Yeah, that being exciting,
yeah,
being
exactly.
excited about the little stuff.
Exactly.
So take me back to your journey. How did you get here? What made you decide that you wanted to get sober?
Well, okay, I'll go ahead and give you a rundown of my story. I was born and raised here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Um, I was raised in a two-parent home of a working class family, and I'm the youngest of four. I started out smoking weed in my senior year of high school. Um, I grew up quiet and shy, and so I figured that uh, I would be able to fit in with the so-called cool kids if I started smoking weed. So I would often skip class and go get high and then come back on campus. But the thing about that is, I stopped smoking weed after I graduated high school because I felt like I didn't have to pretend anymore. Unlike a lot of people, I actually did wait until I was 21 to start drinking. When I was in my early 20s, my friends and we would go to local bars so I could do some experiment tasting to find out which adult beverage would be my drinking. Wine tasted like what I imagined drinking shoe polish would taste like, and liquor
Mm.
tasted what I imagined drinking gasoline would taste like. And mixed drink gave me a stomach ache for some reason. So I never got into drinking those types of adult beverages, but beer was a different story. I fell in love with it. Now, beer also has an acquired taste, but it tasted a whole lot better to me than wine and liquor, and it did not make my stomach hurt like mixed drinks. No matter the difference in taste, I later found out that the damaging effects are all the same. Uh,
Hmm.
do not attend any 12-step program to stop drinking. I just became so disgusted with this weak and pathetic version of myself that depended on something that was so destructive to my well-being, such as alcohol. I've had two stints with sobriety. The first time was about 8 years or so ago. I've always been into fitness, and I aspired to be that middle-aged and elderly man the younger generation would look at and say, I want to be fit like you when I get your age. But
Mm-hmm.
in my many years of beer drinking, I had developed this beer belly. That would definitely prevent this plan from ever coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
So the main reason I quit drinking the first time was to get rid of my beer belly and get my six-pack back.
Are you a personal trainer?
No, I just love working out.
Okay.
And I was doing great at first, but as time went by, I started feeling like I was depriving myself of a good time and something that would help me to cope with the challenges of life. So after about 4 months, I started back drinking again, drinking beer.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple of years would pass, and I'd meet this beautiful woman that would later become my wife. We had a brief courtship. We met in late 2014. I purchased our home together March 30th of 2015. Got married on our patio July 2nd of 2016, and welcomed our beautiful baby girl into the world on June 22nd, 2017. And I was already a stepfather to my wife's 3 kids, but this would be the time that I would have a child of my own and experience all of the phases a child goes through as they're getting older. And during this time, I was drinking beer every day. Now, my wife knew I loved to drink beer, but she did not know how much I really loved to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
I would often purchase this 3-pack of 24-ounce can of beers, and I would sit in the refrigerator, and I would drink one of those every other day. This way, my wife wouldn't detect that I was drinking beer every day. But what she did not know is that I was also purchasing the 24-pack of beers and keeping that in the trunk of my car, also known as my secret stash. And I would drink from there every day. I would often get out several cans of beers from my trunk and just sit in my car and drink it. And when I was done with it, I would put the empty beer cans up underneath my car seats. And I would also sneak some in the house and drink it, and then put some of the empty beer cans up underneath the clothes on my side of the closet. I would also go to our barn out back, drink some out there, and hide the empty beer cans in there as well. I would often get messy with covering up my beer drinking tracks because my wife would often find empty beer cans laying in and around our house. She came to me one day and said, I found more of your empty beer cans. I think you have a drinking problem. And of course, I was in denial. And I said, no, I don't, because I'm just a beer drinker, for one. And two, I quit drinking before, and I could do it again.
Mm.
That was that. So I would continue to sneak and drink, sneak and drink, sneak and drink. Now, I would choose random days to go out to my car with an empty trash bag to clean out the empty beer cans that I had up underneath my car seats. And the more I did this, the more I realized I had a problem because those empty trash got filled up with empty beer cans really quick. During this time, I had gone to God and asked him if he would take away my desire to drink beer and to give me a whole new perspective on how I view drinking. Also, since the reason I quit drinking the first time was to lose my beer belly, I figured I would be able to set myself straight for good if I were to do research on all of the damaging effects that alcohol can have on one's life. So I did just that. I knew I was going to stop drinking at some point, but I had no set date on when that time would be. But fortunately, the day I had been praying for, the day my wife had been praying for, finally arrived on November the 1st of 2020. I had gone out to my car like I have many times before, but this time something felt different. I had a feeling this was going to be the last time. So I got out to my car, popped open the trunk, and poured out a beer and opened it, took a few sips, and it tasted absolutely disgusting. I looked at it, and then I walked over to the trash can I have outside and threw it away. Then I went back to my trunk and grabbed the rest of the beers and threw them away as well. And it was at that very moment that I took back my power from the can of regrets. And on November the 2nd of 2020 is when I began my second and final stint of sobriety. I credit God for working a miracle in my life because I have no desire to ever drink beer again. And my perspective on it has changed so much to the point to where whenever I'm out in public and I come across alcohol, I get a feeling of disgust within the pit of my stomach. And I believe it's because I see alcohol for what it truly is now, and that's poison. And with a revelation like that, I can't help but be turned off by it. I became a man on a mission to lose my beer belly. I got obsessed with running. I would only run 3 days out of a week, but in those 3 days, I would run 30 miles. I'd also run a solo marathon of 26.2 miles and implemented the 16x8 intermittent fasting diet routine into my routine. I also, and when I was drinking, I weighed a bloated 210 pounds. But after 5 months of running, I dropped all the way down to 167 pounds.
That's amazing.
It is. When I was drinking, I was able to escape my fears. But when I stopped, I was left to face them. So I figured it would be a great idea for me to develop some mental toughness. I started taking cold showers, got into public speaking, and faced my fear of heights in the water by learning how to swim. Alcohol no longer fit into the equation of this great man, great husband, and great father I aspired to be. So I became to live a purpose-filled, alcohol-free life. And here I am today.
So I want the listeners to know where you live. You in North Carolina, right?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
And you found Silverliningnation. You contacted us from Instagram, and you contacted us a number of times, and that really, it was impressive, and we really appreciated it. And I went through your Instagram and I saw your workout pictures, and I saw all the energy that you had, like I mentioned before. And we decided, you know what, he's someone that we do want to interview on Silverliningnation. He's someone that we feel that our listeners could, relate to, especially with you being, so passionate about sobriety. I love that. I love being sober, and I try to spread that joy in as much as possible. I try to spread it and show people like you do, and I really appreciate that. One thing that I was really curious about is I don't mention certain names that, because I believe in protecting certain programs, so I don't use certain names. So, but I do use 12-step programs. And I was curious when I asked you about having a sponsor, and I was also curious about you not being in a 12-step recovery program. And I have to tell you that I was kind of leery about you not being in that when you told me, but I also have to let you know how much I do respect you for, for doing your own thing. I have to remember whatever works for one might not work for another person. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I can really respect, your recovery. I respect and I admire that you're able to do it. But, the program that I work, you would be called a dry drunk. Do you know what a dry drunk is?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
What it is, it's someone that doesn't work a 12-step recovery program and they're just sober. And the definition that I'm used to receiving that a dry drunk, the way they act, it's nothing like what you act like. They're not joyous and free and happy. They're what I was my thinking and what I was taught to believe. And this is why I want to start Silver Lining Nation podcast, because I want to learn and I want to be more open-minded with all recovery. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to learn and find out, okay, what is it that you do to stay sober? It's just like in my program, it teaches us that I've got to unlearn everything that I thought I knew. And I also have to have an open mind in order for me to continue to grow. I'm
Right.
like, all over the place with my speaking today. But in order for me to continue to grow in this program, I got to be open-minded. And that's what I'm doing here with you today. And that's why I really wanted you on the show even more so, because there are people like yourself who have found another way other than the 12 step, and it works for them. And I think you are a great example for that. And I commend you on that.
Thank you. When you did ask me when I told you I did not attend any 12-step program, I was like, uh-oh, I hope that doesn't disqualify me from being on the show, because like I said, I've seen the videos on YouTube and on Instagram here, and I was like, wow, that seems like a pretty awesome show to be on. I definitely would like to be on that podcast. And so, fast forward to here, and fortunately, did not disqualify me from being on your podcast. So I'm
No, it didn't.
to be here. And yeah, I definitely, this it's my own. Everyone's journey is different. We've all had our own experiences and what we have encountered in our journey to sobriety. And some people's cases are more challenging than others. But when it's all said and done, it's everyone's own special journey that we have to learn and grow from. And we got the point to where it's like, okay, I saw this weak and pathetic version of myself. I did not like what I saw. So I had to become driven to change myself, change into a person that I not only like, but love. This person around drinking beer and everything, that's not the guy I aspire to be. And then I'm getting older as well. We all are getting older. And, you can't drink like you did back when you were in your 20s. A lot of people, they are unfortunately still, they're like in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they're still drinking like they did when they were in their 20s. But you can't do it because, you can't eat the same foods like you did when you were in your 20s, because you pick up weight now. Whereas in your 20s, it would just it would not affect you. It would not affect you.
You can bounce back a lot faster.
Exactly. We're no longer spring chickens then. So it affects you differently. Metabolism slowed down and everything, and gray hairs and all that stuff. So it was time for a change. It was time. I felt like I was way overdue to meet the most awesome version of myself.
Yeah.
And I'm still on the path of continuing to grow. I will always feel like I need to grow, because I never want to stop learning. Because if I get to a point to where I feel like I've arrived, then I will stop growing, and I never want.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, I'm continuing to discover how awesome I truly am, and I love this guy who I've become, and who doesn't need alcohol, who doesn't need beer like I once thought I did. There used to be use this analogy. I used to, back in my teenage years, there was this fashion style out where I would like roll one pant leg up and have the other one down. And looking back on it now, it's like I can't believe I used to actually walk around looking like that. It's just now it's like with alcohol, with beer. I can't believe I used to walk around with a bottle of beer in each hand and thinking that I was looking cool, because I'm so far from that now. I definitely don't see that as being cool now. I mean, I'm content with just having a bottle of water on a Saturday night. And
I'm feeling you on that. I got one with me.
yeah, I drink water 95% of the time, and any other time I'm drinking a smoothie uh,
Mhm.
or milk or something like that. And when it's in a cereal, but yeah, I'm continuing to grow and discover how awesome life truly is and can be without alcohol. I feel like a lot of us are, conditioning to believing that we need to drink alcohol. I mean, you see it on TV, the television
Yes.
shows, billboards, on social media. People
Hmm.
are taking pictures, holding bottles of alcohol and everything. Um, so it's like we're conditioned into thinking that we need to drink alcohol in order to fit in and in order to be cool and stand out, blend in with the others. And so it really takes a great deal of courage to flip the script and go on a sober journey because
Hmm.
you getting out of your comfort zone. You are not feeling good anymore, and
Yes.
you're viewed as different now. So it takes a great deal of courage, and when you do this, when you become courageous and enter the sobriety journey, you
Hmm.
truly discover how awesome you truly are, and it's a beautiful experience.
Now,
I
now, how's your life with your how has things changed for you with your friends that you used to have that you would drink and party with? How's
right.
that changed for you?
Well, back when I used to club, I have good friends. They've always respected whatever I decided to do or not to do. Um, so, but back in so they would always be open to. They always knew that I would possibly stop clubbing, stop drinking at some point. Uh,
Hmm.
with them, they have no issues with it. Because they see it as they saw it coming. You know,
Hmm.
uh, with them, it's like I'm kind of rubbing off on them because they kind of feel like they shouldn't drink in front of me or anything like that. So so I think it's a beautiful experience because I'm making them become more self-conscious about their drinking.
Hmm.
They don't feel as though they can't hang around me now because I don't
Hmm.
drink or anything. You know, um, I know some people are like that. Some people other have friends in their lives, so-called friends that they hang around, and when a person stops drinking, so-called friend doesn't want to hang with that person anymore because they stopped drinking. Well, that person was never their friend to begin with. But fortunately, I have friends in my life that have always been down with me since day one and will continue to stay down with me, even though I don't drink anymore. They respect that. So it's been a great experience.
Awesome. In your family life, how has that changed for you?
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful experience. My wife loves it. We don't have as much arguments as we used to. That's always a great thing, you know. Happy spouse, happy house, and
Yes.
it's always a great thing when you don't argue with your spouse and everything. Just working on your marriage and making it better and better and better. And the fact of not drinking alcohol, it definitely ups my game even more so. Um,
Hmm.
being a better husband,
Yes.
able to be a better husband because I don't have poison in my system that
Yes.
makes me to act out or react in a certain way. Um,
Yes.
so it's been a beautiful experience.
Good.
It's
I
all over.
love seeing you with your daughter too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she demands my full attention. And it's like,
Oh yeah. So
it,
I have a support group with which is a 12-step program,
uh,
rooms. what's your support group? I mean, is it church? What do you use?
Well, I have Sober Inspiration by Keith, my on Facebook and on Instagram,
Okay.
and I have a YouTube channel as well. So I definitely get a lot of inspiration from just trying to be a blessing to others, inspiring others
Okay.
To start their sober journey. And
Awesome.
it's a blessing from my doing that alone. I have been in the
That's your
past.
service work.
Exactly. And the past, I've been in some Facebook support groups. And when in my first year of my sober journey, I was in a support group on Facebook. And where others, shared their journeys, the story of journeys and everything. But after I reached a year, I felt great and everything, and I felt like I wanted to branch out and just do my own thing on social media and just start Sober by Keith Williamson, and that's where I'm at today. And so it's just a blessing to be a blessing, and inspiring others. So I'm going all in hopes that I will inspire others to do better and be better, so they can make their worlds better. So that's
Well, I think that you're on your way. I mean, wow. I'm really impressed, and I'm really honored that you're here on Silver Lining Nation too, to share your journey with us as well. So amazing story, and all I could do is say, wow.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, and like I said, I was looking at your videos on your page, and I was like, wow, this seems like a pretty podcast I would truly like to be a part of. There's positive energy, and it seems fun and interesting, and inspiring. So yeah, I
Yes.
definitely wanted to be on Silver Lining, on the Silver Lining podcast. I definitely wanted to be here.
Well,
So
thank you so much, and what an honor. I mean, I wish, well, I know that we're probably going to get to meet because we're traveling now, and right now we're on our way to London, December the 4th. And from there, we're going to Mexico. So we're traveling. So we probably will be making it to North Carolina soon. Who knows? I mean, we want to travel and reach a lot of people. That's our goal.
Oh, yes. Yes, just let me know. And
Most definitely, I would sure you would be first one on my list when we come there.
oh, that's awesome.
But we're going to wrap it up, and I want to end with saying to the viewers, if nobody told you that they love you today, hear it from us here at Silverman Nation. We love you. And keep up the good work and keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for being on Silver Lining Nation's podcast. Absolutely. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.